guys, TrueGreen7 here, and Pokemon Sun and Moon are simply amazing. I'm so glad that it met my expectations and even exceeded some. So to celebrate this generation's success, I'm gonna count down the top 10 Pokemon I thought were the best that Alola had to offer. This is basically a favorites list and is insanely biased. Since I'm not a competitive battler, these opinions will be based on design, concept, appeal, and personal experiences within the game. So if I had some sweet bonding time with a Pyukumuku, then there's nothing stopping me from putting it on the list. Keep in mind that I'm excluding Alolan forms of Kanto Pokemon, and that there will only be one major spoiler within this video, so when that time comes, Nebby will appear on screen and you'll be able to press it in order to skip the spoiler. But for now, get in the freaking bag, Nebby! Number 10. Type Null and Silvally. There are just so many reasons I like this Pokemon. When this Pokemon was announced, I thought to myself, hey, that's pretty cool, a Pokemon with no type. Oh wait, that's its name. That's pretty sick. I think its origin is amazing. Its ties to the Aether Foundation, Ultra Beasts, and technically Arceus are perfect. Even the ability RKS System makes me giddy. But the main reason I love this Pokemon is because Type Null is basically a chimera, a mixture of various animals. And since Full Metal Alchemist is my favorite anime franchise, I approve of this Pokemon so much. And you know what? I'm also in love with Gladian's battle theme, and anything associated with that boy makes me instantly like it. Even if a Simisear was rolling around town blasting Gladian's theme, I'd be like, you know what? You're alright. And since this beautiful beast killer was bathed in this theme for a prolonged period, I've grown to love it even more. It's an ally to man and a very welcome part of Sun and Moon's plot. Number 9. Solgaleo. So I got Pokemon Sun, mostly because I like Solgaleo. His surprising Psychic Steel typing and Full Metal body ability sparked the whole alchemy theme that Poketubers such as myself have been covering throughout the entire summer. I really thought this Pokemon was going to be a fire type, but Game Freak slapped us in the face and said, no! How dare you! This majestic creature is the emissary of the solar body and is based on the alchemical line devouring the sun. And now click on Nebby to skip the following spoiler or go to the timecode that appears on screen now. Okay? Well, I love how this Pokemon is actually part of the plot and with you throughout the whole journey. When Nebby finally fully evolved and protects Lily during the climax of the game, I got chicken skin. I know Cosmog looks more like Lunala, but within the story, it's much more epic when the friendly little Nebby becomes a giant Solgaleo that you can trust. This Pokemon has connected to us more than any other mascot legendary, and I love that. Number 8. Shiinotic. This is actually the only Pokemon on this list that I don't yet have in the game, at the time of writing the script of course. It's here simply because I think it's adorable. When Morlul was revealed, not many people were psyched. I thought it was cute and it was pretty cool how it glowed in the dark, but then I kinda forgot about it until the Sun and Moon data mine Pokemon were leaked in October, and I was introduced to Shiinotic. It's basically a Pokemon version of Toad, but like creepier. I think this is a perfect evolution for Morlul. They're both cute and illuminating, and I knew I wasn't gonna get one for my main game journey cause Rallied for life, boy! But I still appreciate Shiinotic and its intriguing smile. I mean, is he actually happy or is he just masking his inner pain? Who cares? It's hilarious and I love it. Number 7. Passimian. I'm a huge fan of Pangoro, partially because I'm naturally attracted to the combination of dark gray, black, white, and green. So when Passimian was revealed, most people saw this, while I saw this. And then I saw what everybody else was seeing, a football-playing primate, or should I say, fruit ball. This is a really good looking Pokemon, and it's got good stats too. I love the concept, and after seeing a lot of cute or ridiculous Alola Pokemon throughout the launch, I was really satisfied with this Pokemon's design. It's a very solid Pokemon, and I don't know how anybody can properly justify disliking its appearance. Number 6. Kommo-o. And now we're up to the top 6. What's so special about the top 6, you ask? Well, all the remaining Pokemon on this list are the Pokemon on my main game party. These 6 Pokemon got me through my epic Alolan journey, the Elite Four, and were there when I became the first Alolan champion. The last Pokemon I added to my team was Kommo-o. When I entered Vast Pawnee Canyon, I was lucky enough to find a rare Jangmo-o in the first grass encounter, and I completed the final trial within the canyon with a fully evolved Kommo-o. I love how this pseudo-legendary looks like it would come from the Alola region, and it's weird because I really don't see myself as a person who particularly likes dinosaurs, but I do love all the dinosaur-like Pokemon, and I also love when they're portrayed with large scales or feathers. Game Freak nailed this tribal theropod's design. Number 5. Salandit and Salazzle. So I love this thing a lot. Don't just take it from me. Listen to what my past self had to say about it when I made an update video about Salandit. I love it a lot, and when I showed it to my brother, he flipped out and said this was the best Pokemon ever. See? I'm not lying to you guys. I've always wanted a poison type that could poison even steel types, and we got that in the form of this adorable lizard. Its design is so sleek and perfect, really. Nothing needs to be added or taken away, and I love how fire comes out of its back tattoo when it attacks. Its cry may be my favorite in-game cry, and I love using its evolved form Salazzle. She's a hot mama, and I love her to bits. Her name is fun to say too. Salazzle. Number 4. Lycanroc Midday form. So when I first saw Rockruff, of course I liked it, cause it's a dog. But I didn't think it was the best Pokemon ever, and even when I saw its evolved forms, I just thought they were cool, nothing more. This has a sweet design, beautiful eyes, and it reminds me of Huskies, which are the handsomest dogs in the world. Those eyes, they're hypnotic. But it wasn't until I trained a Lycanroc that I actually grew to passionately love him. I genuinely feel close to my Lycanroc. You see, I always knew about its personality and in-game lore. You know, how it's supposed to be extremely loyal to any trainer who properly raised it and loved it regardless of its flaws. And it just so happened that the Rockruff that I caught had a nature that lowered its attack stat. So I was actually going to replace my Rockruff once it evolved. But then I remembered Lycanroc's description on the Pokemon website, and thought it would be pretty heartless to just abandon this loyal Pokemon. So I kept training him, and even though my starter Pokemon gained more affection towards me through Pokemon Refresh, my Lycanroc was the first Pokemon in my party to start surviving strong attacks with 1 HP out of love for me. And by the end of the game, it became my most valuable Pokemon, even though it was the only one with a bad nature. It was the first time in my adult life that I felt like a Pokemon other than my starter was actually real, and that its Pokedex entry came true. I'm so glad I kept him, cause I truly love my Lycanroc, and I hope you appreciated that story. Number 3. Golisopod. When they revealed Wimpod, I knew it was destined to either stay as a horrible Pokemon, and I mean terrible, this Pokemon is unusable, or its other option was to evolve into something insanely strong. And it's no secret that Golisopod is insanely strong. Guzma's Golisopod gave me a hard time, so I'm sure my precious Golisopod gave other trainers a bad time as well. But I didn't put Golisopod on my team because it was strong. No, I did it because it looks sick! This thing is so good looking! Emergency Exit sucks, but damn does Golisopod make me want to scream to the heavens proclaiming its gloriousness. Hey! Golisopod rules! We know! Number 2. Vikavolt. During the beginning of my Pokemon Sun and Moon hype, I was getting worried that maybe there weren't gonna be cool looking Pokemon, like the later revealed Golisopod and Passimian. Why not have some Pokemon that look like they could kill me, I said to myself all alone in my room. And the Pokemon that gave me a sigh of relief was Vikavolt. It's as awesome as the badass bug types like Scyther, and its color scheme is inspirational. I never knew colors could complement each other so well. It's also incredibly funny how it picks up Charjabugs and uses them as battery packs. And Vikavolt, along with my number 1 spot, are the first Pokemon I want shinies of in Pokemon Sun. Even though for a month or two after Vikavolt was revealed, we didn't see a whole lot of really cool looking Pokemon, this bug electric type gave me hope. Before we get into number 1, let me show you guys the Pokemans in Sun and Moon that didn't quite make this list, but are still really great in my opinion. Primarina is beautiful. Toucanon's pretty cool, and while I hate how Pikipek turns into a toucan, I love how angry this Pokemon is. Its design is a little too simple, but it goes to show that personality is always very important. Wishy-Washy's concept is really fun and new within the franchise. Araquanid is really cool, and his design is flawless. Too bad I'm scared of spiders. Cutiefly is just the cutest thing ever, and so is Bounsweet. And Mimikyu has grown on me a lot. But number 1 is Decidueye. The Rowlet line was clearly the most popular starter family in Alola, and I definitely had me some Rowlet fever. But it's always awesome when a Pokemon you think is awesome becomes even more awesome. It's like Sceptile all over again. When they showed us Rowlet's leafage, I knew that a final evolution based on an Archer was the way to go. And nothing's better than a green Archer! High five! I'm a huge fan of this particular shade of green, by the way, and it goes really well with those orange accents. This Pokemon will be forever known as one of the best looking final starter evolutions, and I'll enjoy this Pokemon's company for many years to come, cause Pokemon Sun and Moon are just so damn great. But of course they have their flaws, so my next video will be a review of Pokemon Sun and Moon. Make sure to stay tuned by subscribing, and show some support by liking this video if you enjoyed. I'll keep you very updated on Twitter and Facebook, so please make sure to follow me there. Check out the top video for more top 10s, and the bottom one for a video that most of you haven't seen. Bye!